So I work at a nonprofit. We work on criminal justice reform, and I've been very excited for tonight's theme so that I can tell you all about how the US far outnumbers the rest of the world in prison population. And if you would love to talk about that too, please see me after the show, because I'm actually talking about something completely different, which is how my brother and I outnumbered our grandmother by coming out to her simultaneously. So growing up, I did everything that my older brother did. He joined math club, I joined math club. He shaved his head, I shaved my head. He's gay, I'm gay. Our parents are surprisingly chill for being Taiwanese immigrants who raised us in Missouri. Cameron, we should talk after this because I also went to math club. Our grandma, not chill. She's an 86-year-old Taiwanese woman who believes all television propaganda and thinks that because I'm so short, no man will ever love me, which is very fine by me. For as long as we can remember, she's been asking my brother, do you have a girlfriend? Are you gonna get married? And the answer is always no, but she asks 3 times per day, thinking that maybe something has changed in the 8 hours since she last asked the question. And it never has. But in fact, my brother has had a boyfriend for 7 years, and we've been holding out on coming out to her because we've been trying to see whether his wedding or her funeral is going to happen first. Unfortunately, he's getting married later this year, and she's still alive, so we couldn't delay any longer. So my brother calls me up one day, he's like, hey, I have to come out to grandma, I guess. Would you like to come out together so we can just outnumber her and get it over with? And I'm like, sure. 2 for the price of 1. Asian grandmas love a great deal. What could possibly go wrong? And so we started this long Google Doc to prepare all of our talking points. And we quickly found out that we did not have the Mandarin fluency to talk about homosexuality because we'd grown up at home speaking Mandarin, but we were very fluent in things like, I am hungry, and no, I have not completed my math homework yet. But we figured for the purposes of this conversation, saying, 我是gay is probably not gonna suffice. And so we asked ChatGPT, we were like, please write a letter in Mandarin to our homophobic grandmother telling her that both of her grandchildren are gay and asking for acceptance. And ChatGPT said there was an error generating this response. So the day came for the conversation. It was all very dramatic. My grandma had just flown to America from Taiwan. We were eating dinner together for the first time in 5 years. We had these talking points and knew exactly when in the conversation to insert it. But then she walks in, sees my brother, and is like, wow, hi, you've gotten fat. Do you have a girlfriend? Are you getting married? And he was like, I guess we'll roll with this. Yes, I'm getting married. And she was elated for approximately 5 seconds until he was like, it's to a man. And she was completely flabbergasted and went into problem-solving mode because she couldn't accept this outcome. She was like, wait, if he's a man, introduce him to Serena. And I was like, oh, now is my time to come out. I am also gay and in fact have a girlfriend. And she was like, what? You too? Well, just swap partners. We politely declined the recommendation, and then she goes into ballistic problem-solving mode. She's like, okay, your mom has this aunt who has this sister who has a cousin who is like 40, so that's a little bit old, but she's single and it could work. And my mom, who has been not present for this conversation at all, but is very logical and helpful, chimes in and is like, Grandma, that's incest. And she's very exasperated at this point. She turns to me and she's like, this is your fault. And I'm like, what? And turns out for the last 10 years, she's been offering me up to $3,000 to introduce my brother to a girlfriend. And she was like, you didn't find him a girlfriend, so now you must pay. And I was like, these were not the conditions of the agreement. And so this goes on for 2 to 3 hours. And the worst part of this conversation is that my grandma suffers from severe short-term memory loss. And so we had to have this conversation 4 times. There was not really a resolution. The conversation ended with her forgetting that I'm gay and boycotting my brother's wedding, which is probably a loss for her because she will not see his very untraditional black sequined see-through cape that is his wedding outfit. Acceptance is still a work in progress, but we're grateful that we no longer have to lie by admission, and I'll share 3 lessons that I learned throughout the process. One is that for a homophobic grandmother, incest is better than gay. Girlfriends are worth $3,000. And you can outnumber your grandma, but you cannot beat dementia.